Welcome to Selenium WebDriver Training Session 11. This is Haradhan once again as usual. Today I will discuss what is frame and how we can handle any web element available in the frame. So what does it mean by frame? So frame is a web page which is embedded in another web page or an HTML document embedded inside another HTML document. The frame is often used to insert content from another source such as an advertisement into a web page. The frame tag specifies its frame. Okay, so frame is nothing but is an embedded to a web page. So you can't directly highlight that particular page and even okay, so that is the reason if you want to perform some operation on a web element available in the frame, it will not allow. So you have to handle using the right switch to frame. That is the one important aspect you need to do it. After that, once you switch to the corresponding frame, then you can identify the element and you can perform the operation for the element. The frame tag specifies a frame. So if you find anything is available as a frame, then you can identify that easily that there is a frame available in the page and you need to handle it accordingly. How user can identify in case any frame is available in the web page? User can't detect the frame by just seeing the page. Okay, so here I am giving you the example here. Okay, suppose this is the web page, right? So are you able to see anything using the web page that is any frame is available or not? It is not possible, right? So first you need to open the IE or Chrome browsers. Okay, then after the opening of the page, then if you want to find anything is frame is available, right, you have to right click on the page and you will find the option reload frame. Then you can easily identify that there is a frame available, right? Here you need to right click and you can see, right, reload frame option is there. That means in the page there is a frame available. So if you want to click here or drag and drop that element here, so it will not be working until you handle this frame. Okay, another aspect is that you need to press the F12 button from the keyboard. Okay, so if you press the F12 button from the keyboard, then if you highlight that particular area, right, then you can see there is a iframe tag, right? Okay, if you press Ctrl F and iframe, if you search it, you can see, right, one element is found. That means iframe is there, right? So only one frame is there. You can see easily from here, right? Because only one iframe tag is there. Okay, so frame is available. Another way you can identify it, right? Okay. Then if you already also want to know how many frame is available, you can also do it, right? First you need to declare integer type driver, then you need to use the driver.find elements by tag name iframe. You need to size the element and you can print it. Okay, so first I will find how many frame is available for the web page, right? So I am also already written the code, some line of code. So I'm setting the property for the Chrome drivers. Then I am launching the Chrome driver, right? Chrome browsers using the WebDriver interface and the Chrome driver class. And then I am maximizing it, right? Then I am opening the URLs, right? That particular URLs where the frame is available. Okay, then I will wait for 5 seconds. That is the reason I am using implicitly wait, because it will take some time to load the fully page, right? Then I will use that particular syntax, right? Integer size, int size of the frame equal to driver dot find elements. It will be elements, because whenever you want to deal with tag name, so you have to select elements, not the element. Okay, by dot tag name, I need to give the tag name as iframe, and then you need to get the size dot size. Then you need to print it out. Okay, or you can see iframe size. You can change the variable name iframe size. So you need to change it here. Whenever you want to print it, you also need to change it. So if you run the code, So it will display how many frame available in the web page. If you run, let's run it. So it will open the Chrome browsers first, maximize it, then we will launch that particular URL and it will wait for 5 seconds, right? Then it will collect the data from frame tags and it will print the size of the frames, how much frame is available in the web page. Okay. So after opening, it will wait for 5 seconds because we have entered the implicit wait for 5 seconds. Then it will give you. Okay. So done already. Here, if you can see in the output, it's coming right 1, right? So that means only one frame is available. Okay. Now let's comment out this code. So you can see the only one frame is available, right? Okay. Now if you want to click on that element, so nothing will happen, okay, because you can only drag and drop. So I'll show you, but before that, let's try to identify the element. Okay, let's try to identify the element here. So you can see the ID is draggable, right? So I can identify the element with the ID draggable. Okay, driver dot, let's store in web element, suppose it will be source equal to driver dot find element by dot id, and you need to provide the id. Okay, so you need to close it, right? Then you can see error message is coming because you need to import the web element, right, the class from the org.openqa.selenium packages. Once the is successful, you can see your web element variable is created. So using that you can click it, right? Okay, and let's try to print whether your code is working fine or not. iframe is working fine. Okay, let's run the code and let's see, because I did not handle anything frame, but instead of that I am going to click on that particular element. Okay, so it should fail, right? It should not work because I did not handle the frame. Okay, so let's run the code and let's see whether this particular line of code is working or not. So it will open the browsers, maximize the browsers, it will pass the URL, it will wait for 5 seconds, then it will try to find that element first, because it is not clickable, but still it will try to find the element, right? Here you can see some error message is coming, right? Okay, exception is the thread main org.openqa selenium no such element found, right? You can see for that element is not able to find it, right? No such element is found. That is the reason output also not being displayed here, right? iframe is working found, that output is also not being displayed because here it is failing. It is not able to, that is the reason next line of code is not getting executed. Okay, so you need to handle the frame first, then you can perform any operations for any web element available in that particular frame only. Okay, so how we can handle the frame? To switch between frame, user have to use the driver switch to dot frame command. User can use switch to dot frame in the below mentioned 3 ways. First, if we know the frame numbers, so we can switch to using the integer frame number, right? Index. Okay, and if we know the frame name or id, we can pass that particular string type, right? Otherwise, if we do not know the id or name or frame numbers, okay, we can use the frame element, pass the frame web element, and driver will switch to that frame. So these are the 3 options available to handle the frame using dot switch to dot frame, either frame number or name or id or frame element. Okay, so first we need to switch on that frame, then we need to identify that particular element within the frame, then we need to perform the operations. Okay, so here I already showed you, right, only one frame is available, because whenever we run this code, only one option is being displayed, right? So I can handle this particular frame, right? So driver dot switch to, so I will first switch to the index dot frame. Okay, you need to pass the integer argument, because the frame is only one frame is available, so it will be index will be 0, right? If you pass the index 0, then first it will identify the web element, right, for the id dragables, and it will store in the source variable. Then it will click on the perform operations, then it will print you. In case it is successful, it will not click, but it is, I mean, we can easily identify that particular web element identification is working fine or not. Then in case it is fine, that operation is fine, then it will print it, and we can close it, right? We can close the driver dot close, so it will be closed. So let's run the code, let's see. So it will open the web page, it will wait for 5 seconds, right? So you can see it is working fine. That means no such web element exception error is found, right? Okay, and the next line of code is also working after that clicking, right? So that means it's working fine. Okay, and another way we can do it, apart from, I mean, index, we can pass the frame name or id, or we can use that particular frame element. So here let's try to identify that particular frame, whether any id name or available, or any frame element we can use it, right? So here if you go to that frame, right, you can see only class is available and src is available, so no name or id is available. So here you can't use the name or id, either you need to use the frame index, or you need to use the element, right? So here how can we find the element? Here you can see the class is there, right? So I can use it instead of index, I can use in the class. Let's comment it out, right? Then I want to use the find element, and using the class driver dot switch to dot frame, and here you need to pass the reference of the web element, driver dot find element, it will be element only, by dot class name, and here you need to pass the class. Okay, so that's way you can also identify the frame, right? So one is the index, right, in case 3 frame is there, right, and if you want to click on the second frame, so index will be 0 1 2, so that's why index will start from 0. Here only one frame is available, so obviously default index will be 0 only, right? You need to pass the index 0, and in case you know the frame name or id, you can pass it with the string data type, or in case you do not, I mean, know it, and if you want to know the any element reference, right, so you can pass it, because here you can see the particular have the frame, right? So frame is reference class is there, right? So I can easily identify the frame using the class. So once I am navigating to that particular frame, then obviously all the element from that particular frame will be available to perform any operation, right? I can click here, I can drag and drop like that. Okay, let's first run the code using that reference class numbers. Okay, so and let's see whether it is working fine or not. After that, we will, I mean, particular element we will drag and drop here, right? We will drag and drop here from here to here. Okay, so let's, I mean, see whether that particular operation is working fine or not using the reference, right? A framed element number, right? If you run the code, it will open the Chrome browser. It will maximize it. It will pass the URL. It will wait for 5 seconds. Then it will go to the frame locations using the frame class reference provided. Then it will try to perform the click operations, and it will give you the output, and it will close the browser, right? So iframe is working fine. So it is working fine, absolutely right. The frame is the particular using that particular class reference for the frame. I mean driver is navigating to the frame. Then it is working fine, right? So let's comment it out this two thing. So here I already find out the reference for my source, and if I want to drag and drop here, right? So I want to also get the reference for the target, right? So here target ID is droppable, right? So here you need to create an web element target source, and it will be target. And here you need to provide the reference of the ID, right? The ID is droppables. Okay, so from the source to you can drag and drop, right? So for dragging and drop, right, already I identified the ID source and target, right? So how you can drag and drop? So you need to use the actions class available in the Selenium WebDriver. Actions, you need to create an object or instance, suppose act equal to new actions, and you need to pass the driver reference. So that is the syntax for using the action class and creating an object or instance. Here you can see some error message is coming. You need to import the action class from org.openq.selenium.interactions particular packages. Once the import is successful, so you can see the action or ACT object is created successfully. Then using that object you need to drag and drop, right? Drag and drop. So you need to provide the source first. From source to target it will be provided, right? So I have created the object source, and I also drag and drop source element to the target. Then dot, okay, you need to build and perform, right? So that is the syntax you need to use it, build dot perform. Okay, so first it will open the page, then it will wait for 5 seconds, right? Then it will switch to the particular frame area means that area it will switch. Then it will identify the source and target. It will create an object or instance for the driver action class. Then it will using that object or instance, it will drag and drop from source to target, and it will build and perform. And after that it will show the message that iframe is working fine. Drag and drop is working fine. Drag and drop using iframe is working fine. So let's run the code and let's see how it is working. So it will open the Chrome browsers, right? After opening it will maximize it, and it will pass the URL. After passing the URL it will wait for 5 seconds. Then it will navigate to the frame, right? Then you can see it's dragging and drop, right? So our code using the frame is working fine. We have identified the frame using the frame class reference, right? And in the output you can see drag and drop using iframe is working fine, right? Now also you can use the index, right? Now change with drag and drop using the index. So output I am just changing the reference as drag and drop using iframe index is working fine. So I will try to identify using index. Okay, I will not identify the frame using the class name. Instead of that I will identify the frame using the index, because I know only one frame is available, and obviously index will be 0. Okay, now let's run the code. Let's see whether the frame index is also working fine, drag and drop functionality. So it will open the browsers, it will maximize it, it will pass the URLs. It will wait for 5 seconds. Then it will drag and drop, right? You can see drag me to the target, it is dropping it, right? So my code is working fine, or also in the output it will display that output, right? Drag and drop using iframe index is working fine. You can see in the output drag and drop using iframe index is working fine. In case your previous step is failed, so the next step will not be executed, right? And it is dragging and dropping is also successful. You can see here, and also output is successful. So there are three ways. You need to either pass the index, or you need to, if you know the ID and or name, frame ID or name, you can pass it using the string. And also if you do not know, you can pass the frame reference using class name ID or anything, right? Okay, so that's why you can handle the frame. So in case how you can identify the frame, so you need to click on that page and you need to find out whether the reload frame option is there. Another option is that you need to press the F12 buttons and you need to control F and you need to search with iframe if anything is available, and once it's available you can get the size. So if you know the size, you know already what will be the index for your particular frame, right? So it will grow from left top to right buttons. Okay, the indexing will go. And three way you can handle it using the switch to .frame particular command. Once you know the frame index number or name or ID or the reference frame element. Okay, so that's way you can handle any frame. Until you are handling the frame, so that particular object within the frame will not be able to perform any operation. So obviously you have to go to that frame, then you need to identify any element within the frame, then you can perform any operation. So that's all about for the frame. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing in Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Do not forget to provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.